In a world where everyone is screaming for attention, where people run their mouths without thinking, where weak minds expose their every move, silence is your weapon. You ever notice how the loudest ones in the room are the weakest? They talk big, they boast, they flex, but when it's time to deliver, they fold. That's because real power doesn't come from noise, it comes from discipline. It comes from control. Have you ever noticed how the people who talk the most usually have the least to show for it? They run their mouths, they brag, they announce their every move, but when it's time to deliver, they fall short. That's because they've already given away all their power. They wasted their energy seeking validation instead of putting in the work. The truth is, the moment you start talking too much about your goals, your dreams, your strategies, you start losing momentum. Silence is power, not because it's passive, not because it's weak, but because it's controlled. When you keep your mouth shut and focus on action, you become unpredictable. People can't read you, they don't know what you're thinking, they don't know what's coming, and that puts them on edge. That's where your power lies, not in proving yourself to people, but in letting them wonder, letting them assume, letting them underestimate you while you quietly sharpen your edge behind the scenes. The loud ones, they expose everything. You've seen it. Someone gets a new idea, a new goal, and instead of working on it, they rush to tell the world. They want the applause before they've done anything. They want the recognition before they've earned it. But here's what happens. Once they've spoken, they feel like they've already achieved something. That dopamine hit from sharing their goal tricks their brain into thinking they've already made progress. So what happens? They lose the fire, they lose the drive, and more often than not, they never follow through. But the silent ones, they operate differently. They don't need to talk about what they're building because they're too busy building it. They don't need external validation because they validate themselves through their results. And when the work is finally done, when they finally step into the light, the world isn't ready. No one saw them coming, no one expected it. And that's why they dominate. People fear what they don't understand. And nothing is more misunderstood than a person who stays quiet, who moves in silence, who doesn't seek attention but commands it through action. You walk into a room and everyone is talking, except you. You're observing, you're analyzing, you're absorbing information while everyone else is giving theirs away for free. That's power. Because when the time comes to make a move, you already know their weaknesses, their habits, their mindset, but they don't know a thing about you. Some of the most powerful people in history, in business, in competition, understood this. They never spoke about what they're gonna do. They didn't let the world in on their plans. They let their actions do the talking. And by the time anyone realized what was happening, it was already too late. That's how you win, not by telling people what you're gonna do, but by doing it while they're still talking about their next move. Think about the last time you told someone your big plans. Maybe it was a new business, a fitness goal, a personal project. What happened? Did you follow through at full speed, or did the energy fade the moment you shared it? Did the people around you support you, or did they plant seeds of doubt in your mind? The more you speak, the more opinions you invite. The more opinions you invite, the more distractions you create, and distractions kill progress. It's not about keeping secrets, it's about keeping control. Control of your mind, control of your energy, control of your results. Because when you stay silent, no one can influence you. No one can sabotage you. No one can steal your ideas because they don't even know what they are. You become untouchable. And the best part? When you finally make your move, when you finally show the world what you've been working on, the impact is 10 times greater. Not just because of what you've built, but because no one saw it coming. That's the difference between playing for attention and playing for legacy. One is loud and temporary, the other is silent and permanent. So the next time you feel the urge to announce your goals, resist it. Channel that energy into execution instead. Let them talk while you work. Let them doubt while you improve. Let them sleep while you grind, and when the time comes, let your success be so loud that you don't have to say a single word. Most people don't understand what real power looks like. They think it's in how much noise you make, how much you show off, how much recognition you get. But real power, it comes from discipline. It comes from what you do when nobody's watching. It comes from your ability to move in silence while the rest of the world wastes time talking. Discipline in silence is the most dangerous advantage you can have. It means you're not looking for shortcuts, you're not looking for approval, and you're not looking for motivation. You're locked in. Day after day, hour after hour, you're putting in the work while everyone else is looking for an easier way. And when you operate like that, you create unstoppable momentum. The problem with most people is that they don't have the patience to stay silent. They want results immediately. They want credit before they've even earned it. So they talk, they announce their plans, they seek validation. But in doing that, they lose their edge. They give away their hunger. And without hunger, without that quiet, obsessive drive, they fade away before they even start. Think about the ones who really make it, the ones who build legacies, the ones who dominate. They didn't get there by telling the world their every move. They got there by shutting up and putting in the work. Day after day, when nobody cared, when nobody was watching, when nobody believed in them, they stayed focused, they stayed quiet, and they let their results do all the talking. That's what discipline in silence looks like. It's waking up early to train when no one else is. It's grinding through the setbacks without posting about it. It's staying committed to the process, not the praise. Because the ones who need recognition to stay motivated, they won't last. But the ones who can keep pushing when there's no applause, when there's no encouragement, when there's nothing but the grind, those are the ones who go all the way. The world wants you to seek validation. Social media is built to make you think that if you're not sharing, you're not progressing. But that's the trap. Every time you announce your goals, every time you tell people what you're about to do, you lose a little bit of that fire. You trade action for attention, and attention fades. But discipline, that stays with you. That builds something real. Silence isn't weakness. It isn't hesitation. It's controlled aggression. It's the ability to keep your emotions in check, to keep your energy focused, to keep your vision clear. It's knowing that the ones who move in silence are always a step ahead, because while the loud ones are spending energy proving themselves, you're spending energy becoming unstoppable. Look at the greats in any field, the ones who truly separated themselves. They weren't the ones constantly talking about how hard they were working. They were the ones disappearing for months, for years, and coming back with results that shocked the world. They didn't need to convince anyone they were great. They just became great. Let them talk, let them doubt, let them watch while you build, while you grind, while you win. And when the time comes, your success will be so loud, you won't need to say a single word.